Oh my God.
Business.
Did we do it?
I don't know.
Are we there?
I don't know. Every week we try new things.
You're now frozen on the screen.
Oh, good. Am I still frozen
You're
on the
back now.
screen? Yay!
You were frozen on my Zoom screen. I don't see us
Yay!
as live yet on
Okay.
the Facebook, but maybe we
Let's
are.
see. Yeah, it's always a quandary, isn't it?
Always professional. Yeah.
Always professional. Let's see. There's a streaming monitor. Beep 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 beep. I like it. Oh, say can
I see the
you
stream now.
see? Yes.
Oh yeah, we are going to be witty bitty if we. Yeah.
We're gonna be witty bitty.
The end.
Witty bitty bitty.
On because we're in the center of the screen now instead of landscape.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's gonna be very
fun.
strange, you guys. Hello. We're testing out yet new things. Our friend Kyle is there. Hello, Kyle. Thank you as always for putting up with all the experimentations. This time we're trying to see what happens if we do Instagram, right? Instagram Live. Is that the idea?
We're trying new things. I'm not getting a notification that we are live on Instagram though.
Yeah, may not be. We may not be. You know. You know, it is what it is. We're trying this new process called Restream.io.
That's what's important.
Yeah, we try. We've got two Hedwigs. I don't know if you can see. We've got Hedwig in the Angry Inch's mouth. We've got Hedwig the owl for our backdrops today because, you know, that's the way it goes. So once again, as per always, sound issues with this delightful thing called OBS and Zoom. It's just a lot. It's a lot to go with, but you know, we take one step at a time. One step at a time. How was your week, Allison? I like your cup.
Thank you. For the record, not a Gryffindor. I am a Ravenclaw. I just feel the need to go ahead and put that out there so everybody knows where I stand. Yep. My week was good. My week was busy. I did a lot of writing this week, communications plans, as it would be. So, you know, not the sexiest stuff to talk about in the whole entire world, but I was never bored. How was your week, Matt?
My week was pretty phenomenal because last Friday I went on vacation. The first vacation I've had since December. And even that wasn't really much of a vacation. It was a working, fun vacation. But so I don't really know when I went somewhere for fun. No work. And I went to a cabin in the woods. I went into the middle of nowhere. Boscobel.
With somebody who is obsessed with horror movies. I love you, Lindsay, but, you know, she knows her stuff in that regard.
Obsessed with horror movies. And, yeah, and we were going straight to a cabin in the woods. And the funny thing is we tried to... So before we left, we had no idea whether we would get any kind of cellular service, Wi-Fi service. We didn't know. We knew that Wi-Fi was not included at this Airbnb, but cell apparently was also not there. So we had no idea. So we tried to download a bunch of movies on Netflix and Hulu and Prime. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you have a device, an iDevice, you can do that now, both Hulu and Prime and Netflix. It's a great little deal. Anyway, so we tried, but of course it's also a little janky. So it seems like all the horror movies that we downloaded about cabins didn't actually make the download in time. So luckily we were not dealing with that kind of added anxiety of the meta element, good. Right? Yeah. So yeah, good for us. It was incredible, and I don't think that I've been off the grid like that in 10 years. I don't know, a long time. It's been. It was interesting. We had to drive 15 minutes down the road just to check in with parents and family, and so no more like, what else has that actor been in while you're watching something.
Yeah.
No
Primitive, man.
Totally primitive, dude. Totally primitive in the best possible way. It was truly a delight. And the funny thing is, the first 24 hours you are like and that's great when that goes away, because then it's peace, pure peace, because you get rid of the dopamine, rush, because you just simply can't, and then boom, there's just this calmness, this stillness that happens. I highly recommend it.
And I do want everybody who was concerned for me and how I felt and was reacting to this, that I was okay without you guys.
Allison was okay without Lindsay and me. I knew she could be strong. I knew that you could do it. So
it was hard for the first couple days.
Yeah. It was a beautiful place. The place itself is gorgeous. The owners are Chicagoans. They are going to turn that into their forever home when they retire someday. So it's not like it wasn't like chock full of all of the, it didn't have Wi-Fi. So it was really, really comfortable, really, really nice and huge, and nothing outside. It was just trees and a little creek and cows, and 2 floors, lots of, it was freaking, it's the first Airbnb I think we're going to return to.
Did you guys take the hammocks?
We didn't need to take the hammock because they had 2 hammocks. So there was hammock time. It was perfect.
That's the 7 right there. Hammock and a book.
Made some food, made some pasta, made some tomato pie. I made one. I like that you
just went. I love that you just went from very Midwest in your pronunciation of the word pasta to tomato pie, which is like one of the more Southern things that I can think of on this planet. Well done, you.
That Midwesterners invented pasta, right?
Invented it?
No, I'm kidding. Pasta. Yeah, so we went from pasta to tomato pie, and that was fun. What were we going to say?
I want some pasta now. No. Well, no, my grandmother was from Iowa, and she always said pasta. And so this little Alabamian thought she was a freak until I learned it was more than just her saying pasta.
It feels so good to say it. Amy is wondering what we read. What book did I read? Why not? This is kind of on brand. I have been burning through the entire Drizzt Do'Urden series of books about the Forgotten Realms, Faerun. And his name, the writer is Sullivan. Oh, my cred just went down the drain. This whole series of books, yes, it is based in a world that was created for Dungeons and Dragons, but they're really phenomenal books, actually. The writer is really great, very simple, very, very touching at times. It's about
R.A. Salvatore.
Thank you, Salvatore. Great writer, and he's written dozens of these books, actually, but they're kind of easy to read and good, like perfect vacation books, and tell a story of something, and kind of put me in the more into a realm of something that we, the game that we play, which is fun. So that's what I was reading. I was reading some Drizzt books. Lindsay was reading a horror book, of course. She was reading something about fishermen. But, yeah. It's good.
Fisherman horror book.
Yeah, she reads horror books. Yes.
I've been making an attempt to read the latest Twilight book out of curiosity and nothing more because I used to enjoy that shit. No, I definitely don't. It's horrible. Like I like towels getting thrown in within the first chapter. I tried, vampires, me, my new love. Don't. If anybody is watching this and thinking, should I give Midnight Sun a chance? Do not. So there's my review.
I kind of felt that way about the very first book, sadly, but that's just me. Right?
And I never liked them. They were always like cringy and awful, but I was entertained. But like this isn't even entertainingly bad. Oh. It's just bad.
So she just is like, come on, we're just gonna make $1 is really all this is about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Sweet.
But thankfully I got it through my library app and I didn't spend any of my actual money on it.
Okay, good. I have I've been trying to renew my library card for about 4 years. It's really sad. It's really sad.
North Carolina, you don't even have to go in anymore. You can do the whole thing online. So I couldn't tell you the last time I darkened the door of a library. I just do it all on the app.
I think you can too in Chicago, but there's something about it had expired so long ago that I had to. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It will happen again someday. Hi everybody who have just joined us. It's Matt and Allison. Evan is hard at work. He kind of felt that it was best time to spend working on the many projects that we have. And there's a deadline on Tuesday, so Allison and I are going alone. We have Noy and Amy and our friend Kyle at least in there. So we're trying this thing. The reason that we look so funny today, this square thing, is we were hoping that we were going to be able to stream at the same time Instagram and Facebook, but I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked because we always do this. I always set this up at the very last minute. And it takes another week to learn how to do the next step.
I mean, we talked about it earlier in the day than normally we do.
We did. Mm-hmm.
We discussed things like this morning even.
We discussed it this morning, and then I had to catch up a bunch of stuff, and then at half an hour before, I'm like, is it gonna work? I don't know. We're testing out this Restream.io. One thing I immediately like about it is it has a little chat app, which is cool. And if we were streaming to multiple things, Facebook, YouTube, and so on, that which we're not, I would see all of them here. I would see I would see all like a what do you call it? An amalgam? No. Aggregation of all of the comments and chats from YouTube and so on and so forth. So there are things to work out. Some things to work out, which we do bit by bit by bit. We've got captioning today. If you're watching Facebook, we've got captioning, which is hit or miss, but it's brought to us by webcaptioner.com.
So you have been very vocal of your love of Ecamm Live.
Yes.
So we've now done Ecamm Live, we've done OBS, and now we're trying Restream. Hot take, where does it, in the 45 minutes we've been playing with it and 14 minutes that we've been live.
Yeah. Where does it land? I think it's a little too early to tell because I'm able to watch the Facebook stream right now. And the quality of it seems a little less. That could be OBS, of course. It could be any number of things. As far as set up, now, of course, I don't think it did work necessarily to stream to these other things. But as far as the setup for Restream.io, I'm very happy with that because Ecamm Live it just sort of does so many, has all these niceties for you as far as setting up and preparing for and scheduling live streaming, but it only goes one place at a time. And this adds back a lot of the functionality that I was missing with Ecamm. So that's cool. Amy says that the captions have been pretty on point today. Thanks.
Except for it said hot cake instead of hot take, which I like better.
And Noi, of course, Noi says that we might need a tech dress. Thanks, Noi. I know. No, I'm kidding. No, we do. Sometimes we really do. Like we're kind of having to double down on project management. And because this team is juggling multiple projects and trying to bring in multiple projects at the same time. So I did have an idea while I was thinking about this today that maybe every stand-up should be streamed live. Maybe not publicly, but just a sign. I mean,
okay.
It's what Noi's talking about, a tech dress.
Okay.
Why not? I mean, it doesn't have to go anywhere. Y'all don't have to come visit us. I mean, we do have extremely entertaining stand-ups. Do we?
There's a reason that my face did the thing that my face did when you say that we should stream our stand-ups. I don't know that I'm ready for public consumption in that arena yet, but maybe one day. Something to work towards.
Yeah, who knows? Interesting. Okay, but see, there's some interesting things about Restream I'm just now noticing. There's an enable of text to speech, so we could see what that looks like at some point.
We wouldn't even need.
We might not need web
captioner, right? Is that what that means?
Yeah, the world is so large. It's so large and so interesting. I'm noticing that there is a discrepancy for sure between what's showing on Facebook Live and what's showing on Restream's data. So that's something we have to test. But now I really like that idea of stand-ups that do that. That we stream live. I mean, why not? Who cares?
Man.
Yeah.
If y'all think we're nerdy when we are aware of the fact that we're on and trying to be entertaining, you just wait till we talk about what we have to do for the day.
Mm-hmm. Well, what have you been up to, Allison? You finished a large project called the Bullet Journal.
I did. I finished the Bujo, and now sweet Evan is already pelting more. Hey, you want another design project?
Yeah.
In fact, Amy Cox, I think we have to talk about a potential design project. So hi. I've been up to that. I have been, always trying to enlarge my world of social media management, form new opinions, figure out what's breaking down, get ready for election season, because of course there have been, like, everybody got a notification from Facebook this week about how Facebook is changing its algorithms in terms of service and what that's going to mean in the weeks before and after the election. I have a cat like sneezing 28 times in a row right now. If y'all can hear that.
I was wondering what that was. That was
Cody, what's happening?
Wow.
Never a dull moment around here. So yeah, I've been trying to get on top of and stay on top of that. What have I been filling my days with?
So there's something that you learned today that you should share, because it's a nuisance that we discovered about streaming Facebook Live, at least, right? It used to be that a tag would kind of bring in the information. So if you tagged somebody on Facebook, say you were scheduling a live stream, right? And you tagged the human beings that were going to be a part of that live stream, that it would potentially just hit their page, but that is no longer the case. Feeds, thank you.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure that out for a while. So if you noticed in the post that we put up today saying we would be live, I made Matthew, Evan, Allison live, and then also tagged us within the post. So it said Bivens Brothers Creative is with. And yeah, exactly. That used to push content into feeds. So then everybody who's friends with me would see Allison Kendrick is live now with Bivens Brothers Creative.
Right.
And that doesn't seem to be the case anymore, which is really disappointing, because that's a great organic way to grow an audience. and let people know what you're up to. So
yeah.
And then beyond that, I was griping at Matt because Facebook is doing a better and better job of hiding where some of your notifications even go in the first place. So I couldn't find, like, they've changed where the timeline review is if you go look at your profile. So I couldn't even find where to make that post show on my page. And I mean, I'm a nerd for this, and I know where to go look for these things. So I can only think, like, if somebody who's into this is having a hard time with it, like, how do people who just don't care and don't want to be bothered
by
it
like
feel
me
right now?
So not that I don't want to be bothered, but that I would have no idea that it wouldn't just be an automatic thing. That is interesting and slightly frustrating. Amy says effing Facebook.
Effing Facebook.
It is so frustrating when you are so excited that you learned one thing and then the rug. So it's official, right? There is no more old Facebook. Like, as of a few days ago, it's officially all the new. Yeah. So that's put some people in a spin that really we're just starting to understand the Facebook.
Yeah. And I'm usually not one to get too fussed about, like, the UI updates and stuff like that, but I just want to see what I want to see in my feed. I just want to help the pages that I help manage spread far and wide, because I believe in the content of all of them.
Yeah.
And I hate that Facebook seems to be continuing to tamp down on small businesses and other, personal effects.
Where are we going to go next? Are there any outliers on the horizon that are, like, amassing people for a brand new experience that brings the power back to the small business man?
There's always talk about, like, what the next social media thing will be. And I think that we're just going to get further and further, like, echo chambered in by generation. It's already, like, I was talking to a client this week who wants to do a lot of Facebook and Instagram advertising for their college age audience. And he was asking me if we could do some TikTok advertising. And like, now I feel like a dinosaur. Like, I'm like, I wouldn't even begin to know where and how to talk to you. But that's the thing, is that, like, the teens, the college kids are all on TikTok. So I don't know small business specifically, like, what the next great connector will be. I just think that we're going to more and more get into, like, this age group is on this platform and this age group is on that platform.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a first. I guess I should have shared that earlier. If I was asked if I could run some TikTok for business.
Love that. So did you have to crash course TikTok? Or, I mean, you probably had it. You probably have it. I actually have it on my phone.
I have it downloaded because my nieces wanted Cool Ann Allison to get on there and make videos. I haven't made a one. And I think I've watched, like, 3 of theirs. Like, TikTok is one that I have no appetite for. It overwhelms me completely. So you heard it here first. If maybe in 6 months my answer will have changed. I think I did see when I downloaded it that you were already on it, Matt.
Yeah.
And I think I made fun of you in my head.
You probably did. I probably deserved
in a cute way.
Matt
and I have both. We've both been using an app called Marco Polo. That's a fun one to plug.
Marco Polo is fun. I'm sure everybody knows about Marco Polo. It's been around, but it is kind of an outlier. There's not really a social element. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's just a very tiny social element. For anybody who doesn't know, of course, don't let me mansplain your life, but it's a well, you tell them, Allison. That way I'm not mansplaining anything.
I'll woman-splain it instead.
Yeah, just
I'll social media manager-splain it.
Yeah, there you go.
Marco Polo is an app that allows you to connect with people on your own time, I guess. So, like, you can record a video for your friend and they get it much like a voicemail, and then they can respond to it in their own time. So it's kind of this neat, like, a response is kind of always waiting for you. So, like, I Marco Polo'd Matt, and several days later he Marco Polo'd me back. and then like I can respond whenever I want to, and he might not see it for days or weeks, or he might see it in 5 seconds. But it's cool. It's a cool way to like be personal. It's a little bit more than like a DM on Instagram or Facebook. And it's cool that it's like you can kind of take your friends with you like on video and like show them what you're up to, which
it's fun.
Kind of
it's actually pretty fun. Well, good. Amy didn't know what Marco Polo was. Good. So, or maybe she's joking, but if you're not, I'm glad that we could help. It's it's just really just a way to keep in touch with far-flung friends and family and
far-flung friends. Ooh, I like that.
It is for me it's just another notification that I forget to check and answer and
ignore.
But I do sit down and have a lot of fun just rambling a little video into to my phone, and know that the person that will get it will get it on their own time and reply if they want. There's no pressure. It's nice.
I don't know if we discussed it on one of these lives, but I've actually taken Facebook, the app, off of my cell phone.
Yeah,
that's been great.
It's been out. Yeah.
I don't see myself putting it back on. It's kind of how what you were talking about, Matt, how y'all felt at the beginning of the Cabin in the Woods, where you're kind of constantly like reaching for it.
Yes.
And so the first few days were like, oh, this is weird. And now I'm like, I'll check Facebook when I get on my computer.
I think that's healthy.
I know.
We've got some
few healthy things I've ever done.
I love it. I love that about you, and I love that you're experiencing that. Hello, Riz. Riz. I need to introduce you to our friend Johanna, who is about to caption. Who needs to caption 48 hours of theater. And
Johanna's on. She said hey earlier. She called us special unicorns.
She did. Yes. So Riz, we may need to make introductions and we may need to find ways to caption 48 hours of theater together. And then also Grace asks, she says that Asian relatives use LAN, and then Amy's wondering what our thoughts of Cameo are.
I'm waiting for your. Do you know what Cameo is?
No. I don't know what Cameo is.
Cameo is a platform. Cameo is a platform that celebrities use, or not celebrities use, but celebrities are on it, and you can pay celebrities to send a greeting. I actually had a friend do one for me for Christmas one year with one of the, please don't judge me, anybody watching, with one of the Real Housewives from New York.
Yeah, I love it. Well,
I'm sorry. So
I actually did know what it was, and I'm sorry that I forgot because our friend, our sweet friend, Kyle gave a cameo to our sweet friend Vivian, and the cameo was from John Cameron Mitchell himself, and it was truly, she shared it, she let us watch, and it was beautiful. That man is just, he's a god. He's a god amongst men. It was so heartfelt and sincere and funny, and so I get Cameo 100%. I'm really into Cameo. I think that is a brilliant idea. It is, especially for people who just like to gab into the phone. Like I said, I mean, not that I'm a celebrity, but if I was, I think that would be one of the most fun things to do. Like, just yeah.
Let's get real clear on something. Amy was clearly aiming you should get on Cameo with me.
Right. Okay, and Noy says, I will demand all of my friends send me a jump birthday greetings via Cameo. Okay, well.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, I'll join Cameo.
I mean, if you can get celebrities for I don't know what the going rates are now. When it first started up, you could find celebrities who would do them for $25 to $50, and then the big guys are of course hundreds up to thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who sets the pricing. I don't know if the celebrity, say my time is only worth this much or what, but
right.
Something to look forward to.
Well, why don't I don't know what the qualifications would be, but why don't I try it? Let me just see if I can get in. I don't know, it may be like a closed door, but let me just try. Say, okay, I've got a rock and roll album. Does that allow me to be on Cameo? I'll charge like a couple of bucks to see. I want to see what the process is, and then I do want you
Do
to
it.
$20 if you can get Jay to sign up with Cameo. Yeah. I don't even know whether you want that, man. I really don't. I've seen some of Jay's cameos, and they're very serious. Have a happy birthday. Gosh darn it. No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, actually. But it's not John Cameron Mitchell. I don't think anybody's going to be able to do that. Nobody will pull that off except for John Cameron Mitchell. All right, cool. I'm going to try. I'm going to do it. That'll be my assignment. That'll be the assignment this week. I'll be y'all's spy. I'll be the man in the mix. I'll do a full report on Cameo by next week. Let me write that down.
Amy says, Allison, you could do a Cameo. Girl, please.
Yeah.
Come on now.
We should both do it. We should do it.
Yeah, but I would be all about screw a Junk Little Children cameo. We just need Bit Bros cameo. It's fine.
That's fine too. I don't know. It's just my favorite kind of thing. It's just so. It is really fun, honestly. It's a fun thing.
Well, this is a great takeaway. I'm officially excited.
Yeah, me too. But what would be really cool is if you joined Cameo, then somehow you could get then it became a social media for people on Cameo, right? So then I could somehow become John Cameron Mitchell. For those of you who don't know who JCM is, he is the writer of one of the writers of Hedwig and the Angry Inch, among many other things, many movies that are great. A super talented actor and singer and human being. He's the only person I have actually stalked in my life. I'm not ashamed to say it. And by stalked, we were both in Athens at the same time, and I had heard that he was at the Grit in Athens, and we were playing the Georgia Theater, and I just did my best to get over to have lunch at the Grit while he was there, just cause I wanted to meet him.
I still respect you, Matt. I'm sure everybody watching this does too.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he's a dream boat.
Did you watch Shrill on Hulu?
I watched a lot of
Aidy
Shrill.
Bryant's show.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's in that.
He is in that. Yeah.
Playing total dick, which is great. I love it.
He is the Dan Savage role in that scenario. Mm-hmm. Do you know the story? I mean, it's a true life. It's
I did know that.
Yeah,
but I didn't go read about it later.
I'm assuming that he's Dan Savage-esque, right? Are we talking about musical theater? Did I not warn people we were going to start talking about musical theater? That's the best. I love it when that happens, man. I love it when that happens.
I mean, I think it's assumed if it's the two of us. No having to run interference.
That's good. I'm not
that it's going to come around to our other great love. So can't say you weren't warned.
Right. But yes, I do like that show. I don't know why it's just one of those that was on the radar and then kind of fell off the radar. But I love her. That is a talented woman. Jeez Louise.
Aidy Bryant.
She's the best thing on Saturday Night Live, as far as I'm concerned, currently. She can do all kinds of things. She's in it to win it, as they say.
I haven't watched SNL in a couple of seasons. I'm really sorry, Menashe, if you're watching this. I don't even know why. There's really no reason. And I'll go back and I'll watch clips. People will share stuff, I have no good reason. I still love it. Everything I watch, I always adore. Maybe I'm old and I just don't stay up that late on a Saturday anymore.
But you don't need to now. You don't really need to because of that.
I don't know. That's though. I feel like if I missed it, other shows, I'll miss several weeks in a row and then I'll binge a bunch of them and I don't care. But I always feel especially with Weekend Update and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I always felt bad if I was watching it a month later. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's stupid. I'll get my life together. Don't worry.
All right. We'll
don't
help
mind
you.
me.
We'll help you through it.
Allison's going to start watching SNL. Matt's going to get on Cameo. We've got big dreams for the week ahead.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so exciting. This is exactly what this end of the week should be. What else? Does anybody out there, you guys, let's see, Restream.io says that there are 2 of you, but I think there's a few more than 2 of you, but there's 13. Do any of the 13 of you out there have any kind of tech questions that we can answer? As long as it has nothing to do with Instagram Live or Cameo, because we still haven't figured those two things out.
Or we could like go into our like earlier practice choreography to distract you if we don't know the answer to the question.
Is this the choreography? I like it. I like it. That's good. I love how that it's so. Oh yes.
Noe just said she recommends the book Shrill even more than the show.
Even more than the show.
Thank you for giving me something to read other than Midnight Sun. You are a true friend.
Yeah, she's a great. I like her. She's a good writer. She's a great writer. Let's see what else. Yep, the grit. Oh yeah. Speaking of the grit, I bet the grit makes an amazing tomato pie. I just thought about that. Probably, I know it would be vegan. I get it, but they would do it as a special if it's not on the. We did 2 different tomato pies. I did the traditional one with mayonnaise, and then Lindsay was like, yeah, and she did one that was just simpler, and actually hers won. I do love mayonnaise. I mean, that's numero uno in my book, mayonnaise. But yeah, the simple tomato pie was definitely good. Oh, good. You've got a question now from our friend Riz.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I made that face.
Okay, good.
Do we want to go down?
I'll stop talking about.
So
I
have. I've started actually crystals. I have started. Yeah, they're right up here. They're charging next to my Himalayan salt lamp.
Tell me about that.
Wait, that one gets away a lot. That was the clear quartz. I've got some smoky amethyst here. Yeah. No, that's a smoky amethyst. That's a smoky quartz. This one is actually called a white buffalo. You can kind of see the veins in it. I forget what it actually is, but that's like its other moniker. I've got a bunch of other ones. This nice amethyst point, which I could like stab people with. Yes. That's as far as I've gotten, Riz. Like Riz was telling me apparently you're supposed to like charge him in the moonlight and like do like sacrificial dances with them. Somebody else got crystals and was like, are you telling me I just got a bunch of like pet rocks? And I was like, yeah, basically. Until you start to do stuff with them. Yeah, I'm on a crystal journey. And our friend Riz is teaching me how to be a crystal mama.
Yeah, Laura knows all about the crystals.
Yep.
She knows all.
So that's been my latest collection obsession.
Mm-hmm.
While the boys are reading about Dungeons and Dragons, I'm reading about crystals.
Yes. That's cool. Look.
Howlite. Thank you, Riz.
Howlite.
That's what white buffalo.
Howlite. Stars. Howlite stars. We are hippies. My wife said this week, she's like, I think I'm gonna become a hippie. She said it because the owners of the place that we stayed are obviously avid bird watchers. There are binoculars at every arm's length, lots of books, and we saw dozens of birds of all varieties just hanging out. They had hummingbird feeders, they had plants, they had woodpecker platforms. I don't know. It was a cool thing I'd never seen before, but it's like pieces of wood like stacked in stairs. Somebody out there probably knows what I'm talking about. But the woodpeckers were all into it because they were very comfortable and go diggy. That was cool.
Yep.
Gonna become
bird nerds.
And then just regular bird feeders. So
tell us about this like sweet looking was this really some wildflowers that got planted out in the backyard? You posted about
our wildflowers?
Have any little garden?
You mean
I don't know.
that we have?
You posted a really pretty picture. Yes, you, Matt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So this year, since we're not talking about tech, right? because this has nothing to do with technology. But
I had to talk about crystals. You've talked about birds, and now we're going to flowers. I'm here for those.
So yeah, we decided this year, as soon as the pandemic hit, that we were going to go all in on building a real garden. Our downstairs neighbors, who are our family members, they've never said that they don't want us to plant things. They have always encouraged us to, but for some reason we've felt a little bit shy. But they were sort of detained in Ecuador for longer, and we just needed something to really focus on. And we have a really nice backyard for Chicago, Illinois, and we just kind of went nuts. And by we, I really mean Lindsay, who has never really. I've always been sort of the garden guy, and so it's been a lot of herbs and tomatoes and stuff. But she wanted pretty things, and so it's insane. It's beautiful. It's just, I'm looking at it right now. It's just gorgeous, and it's like there are these black-eyed Susans that started out to be this big, and we thought for sure they weren't going to grow, and now they're 6 feet high, and they're just completely just busting out over the little shed that we've got in the back. There are a variety of zinnias of all different colors and smells. Those are great. And then cucumbers and tomatoes and all the herbs, jalapenos, poblanos. Yeah, it's great. It's real
You like
paradise.
it spicy.
It's a paradise. And this week we stopped in Wisconsin. We stopped on this truly wacky, like a pit stop, but it's like a garden stop on the highway. It's called PEX, and they apparently just started as just sort of a roadside farm. What do you call it? Store. What do you call those things? Roadside
farm stand.
Yeah, stand. Thank you. Roadside farm stand. And it started off that, and then it just kind of grew and grew and grew and grew. And the family has been working. There are multiple locations now, and the family has been doing it since the 60s. And I'm guessing we were talking to the son, who had advanced not only to, it is now like a full petting zoo with multiple varieties of goats and horses and chickens and everything. All these, the cutest pigs, animals ever. Just in this almost like surrealist. It almost looks like from the road. It looks like kind of like a putt-putt, like a miniature golf, because the son is also like a welder. And what caught my eye is that we were driving by, and there's this enormous, like 6 feet, 7 foot high, 1D20 die, a 20-sided die, just kind of sitting in the middle of this petting zoo situation. Bright yellow. Yeah, exactly. They look like that. And I was like, what the hell is that? So we and then parked, and it was really delightful. Got to hang out with some animals, took pictures with a big 20-sided die. And he also builds these incredible dragons and all these other metallic things, animals, and
it's really cool.
It's super cool. I love those weird little side adventures, those little one-shots that you are not expecting in life.
Yeah.
Just brighten your whole day.
I went to an alpaca farm over the weekend.
Yeah.
It was a really
There's an alpaca there. Tell me about the alpacas. Yeah. Did they spit it?
Epic selfie. No, these were very well behaved alpacas. They have the females and the males split completely. Okay. And so the babies, if they're male, they can stay with the mama. I said, about like when do they, get split up? And she said, when they become rambunctious. So I guess the males kind of like spit and kick and like get too playful with the girls. They have one llama. And she's in a co-op. So she was telling me all about this farm where, they of course shear the alpacas and send it off, and it gets spun, and then it goes out to people who make and are sold in the farm store.
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so I just spent, like, I think there were 13 females, and we just went into the barn and spent about an hour just, except for the mean one. We stayed away from her.
Yeah.
There's a very epic alpaca selfie on my Instagram now for anybody who needs to see it. There was one that was just very intent on being in my space, and so it was great. So you were hanging out with goats. Were the goats this time?
Well, yeah, there were a couple of alpacas or llamas. I don't know if I can immediately tell the difference, but you can.
The different, like the llamas have the higher ears, I think, and the alpacas have more of like the poof and the shorter profile ears.
So there were,
and I'm sure there's a lot of other difference. So yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if there's ever been like a donkey version that's part llama, part alpaca.
Well, now I want to meet that.
There was a donkey there too. Donkeys are cute. They're cute as hell.
They really are. Love animals.
Take it from me.
I was there with a friend who makes candles, and so she had created some custom scents to be sold. One of them is pink lemonade, which you may be a fan of. And then she also made one that's called 2020 Alpacalypse that was sage and lavender because 2020 needs it. I love her punny names. So yeah.
Well,
been that good farm life this weekend. We are hippies. I didn't even realize, but here we are.
Man, let go of tech for like
I'm fine with it.
A long weekend, and boom, it's 1960 all over. It's 1960s all over. Riz wants to know what that mix of llama and alpaca would be.
Llama and alpaca, or donkey and donkey?
Well, so it
could be
isn't a donkey like a horse and a something else?
No. Well, but if we call them a jackass and we mixed a donkey and an alpaca, it could be a jackpaca. I don't know.
Jack
I need some time to think about this.
Amy wants to know the business. I'm assuming your friend, the candle maker, who does have.
The candle is Lumen. The farm for anybody in the greater Charlotte area is called Good Karma. And they do public tours, and I can't wait to go back. They did like alpaca, so I said I will give it a shot once the weather is more in my favor. They do like painting and other like crafts where you can like come like quilt with the alpacas, like, and so you're just sitting in the barn, like, and the alpacas are hanging out with you while you're doing. They've done like beer tasting and wine nights.
That is the best.
Yeah. It's a really, really cool place, and candle biz.
That in my life. I want that more in my life.
Well, when you come to visit Charlotte.
When I come to visit Charlotte, I'm going to Lumen Randall's. A Juarizo.
For anybody not keeping up,
Yes. Go ahead. What do you keep keeping
up? I was just saying, for anybody not keeping track, I've been harassing Matt to come visit North Carolina all year, but like there's been this weird pandemic going on, so I don't know why me and Lindsay have resisted. Not important. Anyway.
It's gonna happen. So Lumen is the candle, and then Juarizo, or Huar Izo, or Huer Izo. I'd say Juarizo, like chorizo. So, shut up.
Chorizo.
Okay. Wow. Chorizo. It's a cross between a male llama, and a female alpaca. That is adorable.
So what happens when you have a male alpaca and female llama? I wonder if that's called something completely different. God, we're really going deep today.
Yeah, I love this. See, that's what you get when Evan has to work.
The ADD wonder children take over. Riz says that shopping at a store called Good Karma makes you a hippie. Shopping at a store called Good Karma on a ranch while alpacas free range around. Let's paint the full picture.
And microbrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is heaven. Hiptastic.
I think I want to live on an alpaca farm. I think that's my new life goal. I want to live on an alpaca farm somewhere remote without internet when I grow up. You heard it here first, kids.
The other obsession I have in my life is Canada. And when we went to Canada a couple of years ago. So yeah, it's there's only two options in my life. I'm either moving farther south or to Canada. There's really only two options. But actually that's a huge range of options. But anyway, I love Canada so much. There's pretty much everything about it. I really feel that Canada is the higher evolved North. Well, Mexico too. They're definitely higher evolved than Americans by a long shot in many ways, as far as human beings go. We went to an alpaca farm in Canada, and that was really fun. And you could bike around and bike to all the wineries, and they didn't spit at us either, but they could have. You never know.
Yeah,
So
they do that. It's just not as people assume that it is. I think they have to kind of
really
either a bad
get
seed
pissed.
or you have to have done something.
You have to get really pissed. It's true.
Alpaca divas.
Alpaca divas. Guarisa. We learned so many things today. We learned about the donkeys of llama.
And called them sausage. Like terrible humans.
I love it. Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the fact that I went to a concert over the weekend. I mean, this was just a big weekend in all the way. A drive-in concert, the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the future of concerts being confined to your own car with your own cooler, which wasn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So much good stuff.
How did the band do? How did the Avits, were they separate? Were they separated?
Yeah.
Okay.
They drove in this really cool vintage car, and so the way that tickets were sold by lot. So there were like some VIP spots sold like on the track right in front of the stage, and the stage is directly under this massive screen. And then the others were parking lots that you pulled your car in and could tailgate at. So yeah, they didn't come in contact with anybody. They drove the car onto the track and then immediately hopped on stage.
Wow.
Seemed very safe. It was quieter than I expected it to be. Like people were in their cars or on car, like, so there wasn't a lot of like whooping, hollering, dancing. We were outside of our car, so even though there was an FM station you could tune to, we couldn't hear it very well from sitting like right outside the back gate of our car in our camping chairs.
That's what I was going to ask. Do they sort of pipe more stereo concentrated sound into a stream, an FM stream that you can grab if you've got like a kick?
So like I leaned back and I could hear I could hear the stream if I was in the car, but because we were on the car, I guess couldn't really pick up the and like a lot of people had their windows down and sunroofs up, but it was a lot. I mean, they sounded great. I'm not knocking on their performances or the sound. It just was not. It was not a hype show. It was a very chill show. People, and that was the other thing. Like, this is North Carolina, in the middle of a pandemic. We haven't always been on our best behavior, and I'm pleased to say that everybody outside of their vehicles were masked. People were respectful and stayed, kind of in their own little pods. Really have no complaints about how people conducted themselves. So good job, great. North Carolina.
Good job, NC. Still proud of you. Still proud of you.
Yeah.
You're doing
great.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you got to see that.
Well, should we let
should
we let these lovely people get along with their Friday nights?
With their Friday nights and their
are.
Weekends. Wait, is it a holiday week? It is a holiday weekend too. So be safe.
It is Labor Day weekend.
If you go out, just like Amy says, be a very responsible crowd. Go out and enjoy. Probably the weather is going to be great. I don't know. Maybe it won't, but
I have a really important question for you.
Okay.
Are you and Lindsay getting pizza tonight, or?
Yes, we are we're having some frozen pizza, a really delicious frozen pizza.
Frozen.
Yeah, I mean we grill it though. We put it on the grill. It's a whole thing. It's quite good. It's a Chicago brand.
I know you are nothing if not extra. Don't worry.
I make it even more extra. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, and that
pizza.
starts the weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and Grace and Kristen and Noy, of course, and all of our friends that are way up here, and Kyle, and all these people. Thank you for joining us as always, and Jesse. Thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back next week, even if it's only two of us again, but why not?